secret graveyards, scientific jewelry, and supper support groups. All this and more as the Stafford Weekly News starts now. Welcome to the Friday, August 19th edition of the Stafford Weekly News. I'm Randall Williams. The Stafford Historical Society keeps the record straight on our city's history and recently held their monthly meeting in one of the city's best-kept secrets and with a surprise guest. The Stafford Historical Society's most recent meeting was held at the site of city founder William J. Stafford's grave, which, despite its accompanying historical marker, is a little hard to find.
We're off of Dulles. We're between Dulles Avenue is that way, and Highway 98 is to the right. And all of this land was William Stafford's. And we're excited because this is his actual plantation. I mean, it was bigger and broader and wider, but thank God we at least have this much left. The lake that ran through here became a canal, and this belongs to the Gulf Coast Water Authority. So they have to keep it secure because of the water. And believe you me, it was difficult for me to get in here, and I know my husband was on the water board for like 32 years, but that's okay. I can respect their security for this place because it has to be that way.
We have the opportunity to celebrate a little history today about Stafford and William Stafford that founded the city of Stafford. I think it's very good that every now and then we kind of acclimate and get everybody aware of how Stafford got here. Miss Sadie Williams with the Stafford Historical Society is here. A number of members of the Historical Society as well as residents of Stafford are here to honor and learn more about our history in Stafford. Timing is very important. About this same time last Saturday, a number of us were in Galveston at a Texas Municipal League meeting. And we went all around the room introducing ourselves. I was on this side, and the individual I'm gonna tell you about was way over on this side. So after I introduced myself and told them about all the great things of Stafford, as we moved around the room, this gentleman stood up and said, "My last name is Stafford. And if it wasn't for my family, you would have accomplished no great things." So you talk about timing. So I want to call Brad Stafford up here.
It's pretty awesome. I have a lot of pride for our family, and whenever the mayor started talking, and we've done some of my family members have done some DNA testing, and we traced back to William Stafford. And the fact that I only live a little over an hour away was kind of neat to be able to come down. And when I met Mayor, it was neat that he invited me to come to this because I had no idea this event was happening today. And so my daughter would actually be here as well. So there'll be a couple of Staffords here. But this is my first time actually to be on this site, and it's really awesome. I actually told them I came here to get more information about my family, so anybody that can help us out, it would be great, and it's been great to meet all of you guys.
For Stafford Weekly News, this is Randall Williams. Can you dig it? Next.
In Stafford, diversity is not just a number, it's who we are.
When you are here, you become part of the story.
You can sleep well knowing we're always on the job and looking out for you.
It's a great place for growth and opportunity.
Tradition starts here.
We teach your children and we stick around for your grandchildren.
We are one. We are Stafford.
This is the city of Stafford, and we are one.
Some craftsmen will tell you the old ways are the best. But there are others at HCC who will say that is not necessarily the case. We went to the workforce building to construct this story. The Fabrication Lab at the Stafford campus is a wonderland of technology, full of lasers and 3D printers and jewelry makers.
Well, it was an outlet for creativity. I have tried a number of mediums. I started with watercolor and went to clay. In the clay, I started making jewelry out of it, and then I took some jewelry making classes at the LaSalle. Then I started one at HCC, and so anyway, jewelry seems to be my thing. I actually came here because I was interested in learning the Cricut, which is among other machines that they have here. And I signed up for the Cricut class. That never made, but I ended up coming in here, meeting Roland, telling him what I do, and they suggested that maybe I would be interested in working with a laser. No idea what that was or how to do that, but I was game.
Mitch called and was asking about what we do here and what the class was, and I told the Instruction Fab Lab, but I told everybody, because I'm really soft sales, I told please just come in and look at what we have here, and we'll explain what we have, and from there you can decide whether you can use our lab. So that's what I did, and she hasn't gone away since. And we try to get rid of her, but she keeps coming back. And we break the machine, she comes back, and she's still using it.
When you take a course in jewelry making, you start with a jeweler's saw. It's a small saw like this, and you saw around your piece of metal, and it takes forever, and it's very difficult to get a very precise edge to it. But if you do it on a laser, it's very easy to get the same result. Much more quickly and much easier to produce a number of pieces exactly the same. So, it's more economical, easier, why not?
And it was funny because I was telling her, I've heard from other students who've taken the art classes, they warned them, don't you go over to manufacturing and start making this, you gotta make it all by hand. I was like, no. We're all about technology, just.
I mean, I guess the obvious is that I knew nothing about this before I started, and if I can do this, anyone can do this. It's not that hard. You know, if you can get into an app and work, learn a new app, then you can do this. The machine part is not the hard part. The hard part is the designing part and just learning to cut something.
For HCC Beat, this is Randall Williams. Registering for college can seem dauntingly complicated. There are a lot of moving parts. But HCC also has programs and personnel to help. John King went back to school to meet them.
Fall registration is a big thing for our students and our community. So fall registration is where we allow students to come in during the peak registration, which we call prior to the beginning of school, and students receive hands-on experience prior to like selecting their classes, declaring their degree plan, helping them to enroll, completing financial aid, also making sure they have a payment arrangement on file so that when the first day of school start, they're ready to start. It's so important because, of course, we want to be proactive, prior to the first day of class. We want students to know what classes that they need to select, what classes they need to enroll in that's required off their degree plan. We want to make sure that, the payment is there so that their classes won't drop. We want to make sure that our students are ready for the first day of class. Before the pandemic, of course, our numbers were high. And during the pandemic, they kind of changed because, of course, everyone had to become acclimated to, this online structure that we now have created to service our community and our students. And so once everybody kind of adapted to that, online, then it was time for us to change the structure again and restructure back to a hands-on, in-person type of structure so that we can have the students students back engaged in, networking, socializing with others, participating in our rec sports activities, participating in community service events that we host, participating in social events that we host at our campuses. I'm running. I have my running shoes on. I bought some. I am so excited because I know that this fall registration this year, the numbers are going to go sky high. We have so many new programs to offer to the students. We have what we call our robotics. We have our cybersecurity. We have our real estate. We have new programs coming to our Missouri City campus as well. And so I am very excited about what's to come for this new year, fall 2022. We do also have flyers out there that have the QR codes on there where students can actually register prior to coming. If they don't register, that's fine. We take walk-ins. So the student will come in, we ask that the student, visit our website, review our degree plans so that they have some type of idea what they would like to pursue. If they're not sure what they're passionate about, that's fine. That's what we're here for. So when the student enters into the building, they are greeted and basically asked what service that we can provide today for them. After receiving, the feedback from the student, we're going to guide them to the correct department which they need to go, which most likely for a first-time student, if they first graduate from high school, they may need to visit with enrollment department to submit their official high school transcripts, submit meningitis shot records, and clear their checklists on that end for enrollment. Then they would proceed to the advising department to declare a degree plan that they want to pursue at HCC. If they're not sure, we have our general degree plans, our Associate of Arts and Associate of Science, which allow our students to do their basics. And if they plan on transfer to a university after that, we help them with that transfer process as well. So after visiting with an academic advisee, they will therefore proceed to the computer lab where we have representatives there that will help them enroll in their classes. And then they will proceed to the financial aid department to make sure that their financial aid is on their profile, or they can set up a payment arrangement at the cashier to secure their classes. And then after that, they're free to go, and then they can stop by the bookstore after the first day of class, and the instructor provides them with the syllabus. Then they can purchase their textbooks. The great thing about HCC that we have several starts. So if a student is not prepared to start August the 22nd, they can also start our second start, which starts in September. And then we have our last 8-week start as well, that starts in October. And we have a last 5 weeks that also starts in October as well. So HCC has all rotation of open times that you can enroll. So it's never too late to enroll. The only thing that I would say is that the early bird catches the worm. We are so excited about this fall registration. We have so much to offer this year, and we are excited about students returning.
History isn't just something in books, it's also something that frequently has to be dug out of the ground. Fernando Ramirez joined a group involved in doing exactly that.
The site that we're digging on right now is a site of a historic home that was built in the mid-1850s. And towards the top layer of the ground, we find a lot of more modern type things, and it's trash really. But as we get down a little bit lower, we get down into the historic level, back into the late 1800s. And that's where we find lots of things. It could be ceramic of old broken plates, dishes and teacups, things like that. We find bottles. Find lots of metal, and a lot of that metal we can identify, and that helps us date things. We also find shell, oyster shell, seashell. As a matter of fact, and we find bone. And as a matter of fact, this morning we found a piece of a turtle shell. So that's not uncommon to find. But we find lots of really cool things. We're almost always here on this site, which is the site of a historic home. But occasionally we get called away to go help somewhere else. One of those sites that we worked at was actually a cemetery. So a number of us that are in the society are also on the Fort Bend County Historical Commission, and we're on the Cemetery Association. A lot of people ask us about what we find, and we find lots of interesting things, but it's not always about finding things, or objects I should say. Sometimes there's a lot of clues that you can see in the soil. Staining in the soil or discoloration of the soil, and that helps us learn a lot as well. And on this site we found a really interesting color difference in the soil, which is helping us learn about the house that used to be here. And so we're very excited about that. It's one of the most exciting things that we've come across out here in a long time. And so that's our goal, is to keep following that. That's our goal, is to keep following that soil feature and see what else we can learn about the house. And the main tool that we use to dig is a hand trowel. It's a trowel that's used in masonry for putting together brick walls. And think of it as like a little shovel. And we don't dig holes, we dig in layers. The screen has a 1/4-inch mesh, metal mesh on it, and all the dirt goes in there, and then we shake that screen and the dirt will fall through, or we'll help push it through. And it has 1/4-inch openings in it, so anything that's a 1/4-inch or larger remains in the screen, and that's how we sift out artifacts from the dirt. We welcome new members all the time, and we're excited to have people that come out. We don't require anyone to have any formal training. We just like for you to come out, and it's a fun activity, and we'll teach you what you need to know. And the way to join it is to look up the Fort Bend Museum in Richmond, go online or give them a call, because we are an affiliation of the museum. And by going to the website or calling them, you can join the Archaeological Society through them. Enjoyed history. Sometimes it tends to be kind of a boring subject, but if you have a basic knowledge of the history and then you come out here and dig in the ground, and then you start finding objects from that time period, and you start finding objects that historical figures had once owned or had their hands on, history comes alive. It really jumps out of the books at that point. And I really like to see people come out and be involved with this. It's a lot of fun. We're making discoveries every weekend, and everyone's welcome to come out.
Library Memories, next.
You can try, but you won't find another city like Stafford, Texas.
Serving our community just like you like it.
Taking care of you and your home since 1945.
We believe in STEM to learn and STEM to earn.
We're heading into college certified and career ready.
As a former student of Stafford, I take pride in keeping our classrooms safe.
We are Stafford, we are one.
The autism support group Hope for Three has major events during the year, but also many smaller events supporting their client families. Fernando Ramirez broke bread with the Guys Gathering.
The Guy Gathering is a support group. We meet once a month and we get together, and it's a fairly formal meeting, but it gives the opportunity for dads to get together. For dads that are trying to learn about autism and trying to get support, it gives the opportunity to learn from other dads that have been on the journey for a lot longer. Provides an opportunity for guys to just talk about their experiences, generally learn from each other and provide support for each other. So the gatherings have been going on for about the last 4 years. They started in December 2018. I've personally been involved for the last 2.5 years. My role is just to provide some general organisation, meet and greet the dads, organise, make sure the restaurant looks after us, and Hope for Three, the charity, they provide us a small amount of money on a monthly basis to pay for a drink and some appetizers for the dads. So I provide general coordination and provide introductions to everybody and all the new dads. Through Hope for Three, they actually organise two types of events. There's a ladies gathering once per month, and then there's a dads gathering as well. So opportunity for both mums and dads to get together, learn from other parents. Certainly for parents that just got an early diagnosis, it's a very daunting time. So having a support group that they can learn, reach out, learn everything about, from medical insurance, about schools, what the future might look for. So these gatherings are good that there's a really broad range of parents that have been on this journey for a few months through to 20 years. It varies month to month. Some months we can have as low as 4 to 5 people, other months we can have 12 to 15 people on a good month. So I learned from Hope for Three. My wife got involved with them, and she is part of the women's group. I learned about the dads group and thought it'd be a good idea for me to personally learn from other dads and have an opportunity to talk to other dads that their children that have been on the spectrum for a lot longer. I would say for any parent that's hesitant to join this, I would say come out, spend an evening with either the dads group or the mums group. It's a really great opportunity. It's very low key, there's not a lot of pressure. We're here to listen and provide support if you want to talk, if you just want to listen to the other dads or other mums to begin with. You can do that until you get comfortable, but when you reach a point when you're comfortable to share your experiences and some of the challenges you may be facing, the group is here to listen and support you as much as we possibly can. I personally want to thank Hope for Three. They've provided a lot of support directly for my family and for my son Max, and then the support for the community. There's a lot of dads and mums that have joined the monthly gatherings. Some stay for just a few months and some have been going on for many, many years. So it really is a tremendous support group to provide the necessary support that the parents need.
Fort Bend County Libraries have an impressive birthday coming up, and they'd like your help in the celebration. John King checks out their plans.
This year marks the county's 75th anniversary celebration, and it's going to be on October 8th at the George Memorial Library in Richmond. It's going to start at 10 a.m. and we're going to have activities throughout the day through 3 p.m. Some of the activities that we're going to have our Friends of the Library book sale. We're going to have a major book sale out at the front of the building. When you walk in, you'll see it. You can't miss it. This event's going to be 1940s themed because our library was founded in 1947, so we want to theme it around the 40s. So come dressed up to the nines. We're hoping that everybody's going to get into the fun with all the music and festivities that we're going to have. Oh, we're really excited. It's amazing how much the library has grown. From the very beginning in 1947, we started out with 1,000 books and a bookmobile, and that's it. And today we've grown to 11 branch libraries, and we have now over 1.1 million materials for checkout. That's books, audio-visual materials, digital selections, and we have over 375,000 card holders, and we average about 3 million checkouts per year in the most recent years. So to go from the humble beginnings of 1,000 books to now over 1 million, I think it's just fabulous and it's worth celebrating. And we're still growing, and we just can't wait to celebrate with everyone our growth. We wouldn't be here without the community. The community is our heart and soul, and we just want to invite everyone in to come celebrate with us, because it's not just the library staff, our librarians, it is our community, is what makes us a library. We are not a library without our community, so we can't wait to celebrate with you. Part of the activities is also going to include a time capsule. So we're going to put together a time capsule, and we're going to include some fun things going on right now, things that happened back in the 40s, and then we're going to have it opened at our 100-year celebration. So come check that out. We'll have those items on display for you to look at. One of the items that we're asking for your help for the time capsule is we're asking the youth to draw a picture of what they hope the future will have. So in this photo it says, in this future, I hope there will be. And we want you to fill it out, draw a picture of it, color it, turn it into your library, and we're gonna make a book out of it. And we'll make copies for each branch so you can come and look at your book, your picture in the book, and then we're gonna put it in the time capsule. So in 25 years, we hope you'll be around. Come check it out and come look at your artwork 25 years into the future. The thing we'd like to get your help with is we would like to put a display of memories. So we have these at all of our branch libraries, as well as a form online. If you want to go to our website, you can fill this out and tell us your favorite memories. Maybe it's your first memory of the library, or just something that happened last week, or what was your favorite activity when you went to the library? Did you like the story times? Do you enjoy going to the computer classes? Things like that that we would really like your help with. Fill that out, turn it into your library, or like I said, go to our website and fill out the form there, and we will compile all those, and we're going to have all of those on our website as well, that you can read through all the memories, and we'll have a display at the event in October. I'm hoping that we'll gain some new card holders, because we struggle to get new people into the library. We have wonderful amount of existing people that come in all the time, but there are so many people in our community that still haven't experienced the library. And so we're hoping that this will get new people into the library and get them excited, and most importantly, get our children excited to come in, get their library card, and start that magical world of reading. I think that that's always the hardest step, is getting them into the building at first. Once they're in, it's a magical world. We really hope to see you guys on October 8th at our George Memorial Library in Richmond. We're really excited to celebrate, and we want everyone to come celebrate with us.
That's a wrap on our news for this week. Thank you for joining us. For everyone here at Stafford Weekly News, I'm Randall Williams. May all your news be good news. This program was produced on the Stafford campus of Houston Community College.